Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in to another video on my channel. I'm your usual host Sarasu TCG, and we are finally back with another deck profile, this time for the Yu-Gi-Oh! GOAT format, so the format that was played until August 2005, with my favorite card, obviously, the Dark Necrofear. So a Dark Necrofear GOAT deck. Let's begin. Obviously, what a surprise. We run 2 Dark Necrofears. Who could imagine? 1 Dark Ruler Hades, because we run a lot of Fiend type monsters, and every Fiend type monster that destroys our opponent's monster, the effects of the opponent's monster are negated as long our Dark Ruler Hades is on the field. So very nice. 1, well, I don't have to say much about it, I guess. The Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning. 3 Thunder Dragons, just to have some cards to discard, and obviously Light Attribute to summon the Blackluster Soldier. 1 Giant Orc, Beatstick with 2280k. 2 Slate Warriors, 1 Korean one because I ran out of Slate Warriors. Slate Warrior also flip monster, and he's Fiend too. 1 Tsukuyomi, also Darkness Attribute, staple for basically any deck. 1 Eudoria, also Fiend type, and if it gets destroyed by battle, you can destroy 1 monster on the opponent's side of the field. 2 Archfiend Soldiers, just as beatsticks, 1900 attack, and also Fiend type, which we need because Dark Necrofear can only be summoned by banishing 3 Fiend type monsters from our graveyard. 1 Morphing Jaw, just to get some cards back and to get our Fiend type monsters into the grave if we want to. 1 Mask of Darkness to recycle our traps, good combination with Tsukuyomi. 3 Giant Germs, our floater in this deck. Every time it gets destroyed by battle, you can inflict 500 damage to your opponent, and if 1 gets destroyed, you can summon up to 2 another Giant Germs from your deck, and they're also Fiend type. So if you get all 3 in your grave, you have already 3 Fiend type monsters in your grave to summon the Dark Necrofear. 2 Night Assailants, top great flip monster. If it gets discarded to the grave, you can add back 1 flip effect monster from your grave to your hand, so perfectly, because Slate Warrior is a flip monster, Mask of Darkness is a flip monster, Morphing Jaw is a flip monster, which leads me to the next monster, Cyberdose. SiCaTra is a flip monster, so you can recycle all your flip monsters. 1 Sengen, what a surprise, also Fiend, very nice, and the best searcher, generic searcher of all time in GOAT format. So, to the spells, 1 Premature Burial, 1 Snatch Steal, the usual traps in GOAT format, 1 Mystical Space Typhoon, 2 times Nobleman of Crossout, 1 Lightning Vortex, then of course the usual free cards, the Graceful Charity, the Port of Greed, what was the price, and the Delinquent Duo. Then 1 Dimension Fusion, because we'll banish a lot of monsters, and that also comes in very handy with Dark Ruler Hades, because we can discard Dark Ruler Hades to the graveyard for Lightning Vortex or whatever, and it says this card cannot be special summoned from the graveyard, but this card can be special summoned if it's banished. So if you summon Dark Necrofear via banishing Hades and you have Dimension Fusion, you can summon back Hades just with Dimension Fusion, as with any other card you banish to summon Dark Necrofear or the Blackluster Soldier. And the last spell card is 1 Heavy Storm. To the traps, 2 Solemn Judgment, almost forgot the name, 2 Solemn Judgments, 1 Call of the Haunted, 1 Ring of Destruction, 1 Torrential Tribute, and who could imagine that? 1 Mirror Force, what a surprise. Alright, That's the main deck, 40 cards as usual. To the side deck, let's take this aside for now. For the side deck, 1 Sinister Serpent, 1 Kuku, the Ghost Destroyer, I ate too much, 1 Mebius, a little bit to the middle so you can see them better. Alright, 1 End of Anubis, also fiend type monsters, and basically blocks the grave. 2 Magicians of Faith to recycle our spell cards. 3 Mystical Tomatoes. 1 Mephisto, the Infernal General. 1 very special one. I thought it's funny to put this one in here. Chowls of Chowls. I don't know how to pronounce it. You know what I mean. Of Dark Demise, also fiend type. You can take control of opponent monster if it gets flipped. 1 Scapegoat. 2 Giant Truenates. And the last card is Card Destruction Virus, or Deck Devastation Virus, Card Destruction Virus, you know, the Kyber card, the Crash card virus. Okay, to the side deck, one thing, because you may think, why then End of Anubis? If it's locks down the grave, because the side deck is mostly focused on to tribute summon monsters. So you take out your Dark Necrofears and put in End of Anubis and Mebius and Mephisto. So a little switch, so you don't have actually to banish cards from the grave then with the new deck strategy. Alright, that's it for the Dark Necrofear deck profile. As always, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.